All right, fellas, welcome back. Hope everybody has had a good week. Let's see here. Let me start this one off, man, by this coming Monday, November the 11th, 2024, is Veterans Day. Man, I'd like to say from us here at Hot Rod's Model Shop, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate it, and without y'all, we wouldn't be the country that we are, fellers. And now, with that being said, let's move to this. Yeah, buddy. You daggone right. All right, fellers, let's move right into this. First up is I got a shop card shout out, man. I got this in. I got this in. I forgot. I didn't forget. I had it laying out here to give him a shout out, and I took that box top off of one of those kits, man, and I set the rest of it right on top of his card. And so I knew I was missing something, but here we go, man. Just below average model cars. If y'all haven't checked him out, you need to get over there and check out his channel, man. He's got some real cool builds. He's a Ford man. Heard him say in his very last video. Uh, He builds a lot of race cars, which is right down my alley, man. That's hell, that's kind of my thing, man. I love them daggone race race cars, NASCAR, stock cars, whatever you want to call them. I say race cars. But anyway, fellas, go check out Joe over at Just Below Average Model Cars. Cool channel, cool feller, and some really cool builds. Don't let the name of his channel mislead you. All right, fellas, we're going to move right along here. Uh, when I set that box down, I set it on top of Joe's card and also my card. Fellas, if you want one of my cards, hell, shoot me an email, man. I would love to get one out to you. Shoot me an email, man. Hot Rods with a Z. Hot Rods Model Shop at gmail.com. Send me an email, man. I'll shoot you a card out. I'd love to get them gone, man. Move on to the next ones. All right, fellas. Speaking of moving on, here we go. All right, let's see here. A buddy of mine at work, Tyler Joe. A few months back, man, he had mentioned that he doesn't build model cars, but I was asking him. He said something about Walmart, and I asked him, did his Walmart have any models? And he's like, yeah, man, I seen some. I was like, man, do they have any glue? He's like, yeah. So I give him some money to pick me up a tube of glue. And when he went back the next time, everything was gone. If I ain't mistaken, I don't remember. But anyway, everything was gone. So not long ago, I guess this past weekend, he had went to Walmart and he brought this in to me. Well, I guess he went last night. Hey fellas, it's Friday night. It's after 5, and some of those Millers has been by, so this is where we're at. So anyway, man, he brought this in to me today, and Tyler Joe, man, I appreciate you picking this up for me because my other tube, as you can see, she was getting pretty daggone low, man. I really like to use tube glue. Testers is what I used before. But I like this stuff too. So he picked that up for me, thought of me, man. Again, Tyler Joe, I appreciate that, man. I love you. I love you and your family, feller. But anyway, fellers, let's move along here. I appreciate that. All right, let's see here. Next up is, man, a few weeks back, I picked up a 67 Mustang GT. I, I was wanting two of them. They only had one, so I grabbed that one. And then a few weeks back, I went and I grabbed the other one. But also, it was that 40% off sale. I picked this jewel up, a 68 Shelby GT 500. I wanted the motor out of it. I wanted the big block out of it for my 67 because because. So anyway, I picked this up for the motor and transmission out of it to put in my other one. So I'm gonna do something with this. Hell, I got something in mind anyway. But what I'm doing is I'm gathering parts for my '67 Mustang Fastback. So anyway, I grabbed this jewel because it's 40% off, and I don't remember what it was. I can't do the math right now. But anyway, it was, I don't know, whatever it was, I grabbed it for the motor and transmission. So anyway, fellas, we picked that up, and then after that, I had to go to Hobby Lobby once again for something. I don't remember what it was I needed to pick up, but it was something like really small and cheap and whatever. And again, it was during their sale, a few weeks. I don't know. I think they do usually a few weeks between their sales. But anyway, it was 40% off. I picked this up. There's a group build coming up that I want to jump into, man. And oh, that's being hosted by Dean over at Bench Racing Garage. Y'all can go check him out if you haven't, man. Killer feller, man. I love him. Killer, killer content, man. I just love that feller. But anyway, fellers, if I can remember, I'll link all these channels in my description. But anyway, he's gonna do that. It's gonna be like daggone. I watched a video and I can't remember what he called it. But anyway, it's gonna be like a bracket, low dollar bracket drag car build. So I thought, well, heck, man, he's let's see, I think sometime before Thanksgiving till March, sometime in March, maybe something like that. But anyway, I thought, well, heck, man, I'll grab this and that truck and trailer and try to, if I get my car done, I might kind of fool with that. And that way I can have a truck and trailer and a daggone drag car. Anyway, fellas, I picked that up. I can't remember, $24, 25, whatever, 40% off. You see the price, $40.99. So let's get him out of the way. I've been looking at that jewel, and man, I'm not big on spending a lot of money on models. I'm pretty tight, but I grabbed that jewel just because, and so we grabbed him for that. Now, next up is man, oh, wait a minute. Speaking of that group build, here's another one. Dave Woods over at Woody Scale Model Garage. He's got a group build going on. I think it's called Rock and Roll on Wheels Group Build. And man, there's a kit that I've been looking for it. I've seen it on eBay and all that, but I'm not big on eBay, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. Or Amazon, evidently. I'm gonna get into that because I'm kind of pissed right now about that. Probably wasn't Amazon, but anyway, I want to jump in on his group build. I think it goes until July the 4th. I might be wrong, but July. But once I find the kit, man, I want to jump in that because the song that I'm thinking of, I haven't seen anybody do it yet, and I don't want to mention it because I don't want nobody to jump on it. So anyway, fellas, I want to get in on that group build. Dave Woods, because man, here's another feller. I love him, man. I got some teardrop hood scoops from him for my Mustang builds, and I'm still gathering parts for the first one, so that's going to be a while. But anyway, fellas, I want to do that. I'm interested in that one. I don't do a whole lot of group builds anymore, just because. All right, so let's see here. I guess before we get to what you're seeing back there, which is totally awesome, unexpected, on the 29 Ford Model A Roadster. All week long, man, I've been scraping parts, sanding on some parts, filing on some parts, Not that it had a lot of flash, man. I was just trying to get them lines out of everything. Old lines, I really think that's what they're called, but again, I can't remember. Whatever. But anyway, that's what I pretty much done all week long, and I've I've read in the comments where a couple, two or three people have said, man, they heard the 29 Ford Roadster would be, it's a fun build. So far, it has. Let me show you something, fellas. Right here, I hope you can see. Yes, there's a hole back here that's the original hole to set on the cross member. All right, when I set it, when I put the cross member on this rearward hole, man, the motor wouldn't set back, and the motor wouldn't set on the mounts. So anyway, I studied and I figured I'm not a good studier, figurer, but anyway, I drilled me a hole a little bit ahead of this one to scoot the motor back to get it to set in there. Now I know I've just caused myself a lot of problems, but now it sets on the mounts. And speaking of the mounts, she's been a fun build. I had to take some flat styrene and kind of bring it out some. I hope you can see that. So it would set on the mounts because it just barely did set on the mounts out here. So yeah, so far it's been fun. And what I say is I know I've gotten in trouble is because where I scooted my motor back, I think I'm going to run into drive shaft problems. So we might have to send the drive shaft out to have one shortened. It comes with two. Might have to have one shortened to fit this application that we got going on now. So that's where we're at on that. Not really very far. Like I say, we just been trying to get lines out, which right here was a good one. That was a good one. We got him pretty much gone. Got this one pretty much gone. So I don't really want any mold lines. Man, I swear I think that's what it's called. So that's what we got going on there. We did get our little motor painted up and started just for fitment fitment issues, as I just told you. And like I say, I probably did something wrong, but I went over the instructions two or three times and looked like I did it right. So anyway, that's where we're at on that little jewel. Now, next up, man, is oh, wait a minute. I did dechrome the headers. I also dechromed the carburetors. And I also dechromed the coilovers because of those lines, man. I'm not a fan of those. I'm trying to do cleaner builds. Anyway, fellas, I dechromed them. So that's what we got going on there. Now, let me bring this up here, man. To me, this is the star of the show right here. Big Sky Model Workshop. Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop, man. Really a cool feller, man. I love that dude, man. Once again, hell, I love all y'all. But anyway, he had said a few weeks back that he had had some decals, stickers made of his shop card, like a lot of you fellers out there. And man, those rascals are awesome. I love when I get one of those, and I really want to get some made to send you guys. But anyway, man, he said that he was going to send them out to everybody he had already sent a shop card to. And wait a minute. Let me get into this. A feller link scale models. He had sent me something, and I gonna return the favor, man. And I seen something on Amazon. I thought, well, heck, man, I'll send him that and something else there. And I did. I did the order, and man, I got an email today that said it had been delivered, and it showed it had a picture of it like sitting on a porch. So I sent that to Link. I was like, man, did that make it okay? Is anything broke or whatever, yada yada? He's like, man, that's not my porch, and I've never got it. Him and his son rode around where he lived to try to see if the porch looked like, familiar. And he said he couldn't find nothing. So tomorrow I've got to get the wife to help me because I'm not really high tech, fellers. I got to get the wife to help me figure out what I got to do to make a claim or whatever you call it. So if any of you guys has ever experienced that before, let me know in the comments, man, or shoot me an email. And because I don't really know what to do, and I need to do something because hell, I paid hard earned money for that and wanted it to go to a friend and thought it was there, man. I was excited, and then man, my heart was broken. So anyway, to link out there, man, I'm going to get this straightened out one way or another. I'm going to get that stuff to you. I got to find out what to do to file a claim. But anyway, fellers, moving on here. This is what I'm going to call the star of my show tonight is Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop. He sent me a sticker. Joe, thank you so much for the sticker. I really appreciate that. I got to figure out what to do with them. But also, it was a great big envelope. And I thought, what? I picked it up off the table. Again, the wife said, "You got something in the mail today." So I picked it up off the table. And it was a big envelope, and I thought, "Dang man, that's a big envelope," and I could tell something was inside. So I opened it up, and of course this sticker was in there again. Thank you. But also in there, I think it was last week's video. He had said he had made a comment like he had something that would go great with this Country Time Lemonade Oldsmobile driven by Bobby Hamilton. So anyway, man, I wasn't expecting nothing like this, but he sent this card right here. Check this out. Man, is that not freaking cool right there? And I'm assuming it's 1991 is probably when he got this card, and I'm also assuming he took that out of his collection and sent to me. Man, that's awesome. I never expected that. Joe, man, I owe you for that. And yeah, we'll get you took care of, feller, just because that's the way I am, man. I can't say thank you enough for that card right there, man. That is so awesome. And fellers, does that not look pretty daggone cool? I think it does. You daggone right. That is sharp. And once again, man, Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much. And I got some, I got to keep my eye out for something for it to take care of you, man. I really appreciate that. That meant a lot. You didn't have to do that. I'm sure it come out of your collection, and that right there is really awesome. So, fellers, oh, I got one more thing. Uh, last week before last, I saw Donnie over at Donnie Griffin channel. I seen him where he picked up some flocking at Hobby Lobby. I never know where to look for that stuff at, and I have looked and never found it. But anyway, some big jars for like $4.99. Well, me and my wife usually on the weekends one day we go to a steakhouse down in Frankfort, Kentucky, and have dinner. And just right on up from that is a Michael's. I don't know what it's called, Michael's. Anyway, fellas, we got down there and I was like, let's run in here because I'm looking for something and I'm wanting to try this stuff. I've never done it, and this is not what Donnie had. He got his from Hobby Lobby, which next time I'm there, I'm going to look for it again. Anyway, I got some flocking because in that 29 Roadster, man, I'd like to try to do that for the carpet in black. And this is a two-step flock, velvety soft. It's got like a glue in it, and then I guess the flock, whatever. So I grabbed that, man. It was like $4 and something, two for eight something, whatever. Anyway, I grabbed one of those because I wanted to try it. Like I said, it's different than what Donnie Griffin had and showed. But again, I'm gonna get me some of that too. I'm gonna try that first time. If I'm doing wrong, if this is not the right stuff, please somebody let me know in the comments. And also, if you know anything, if you've ever sent any got purchased anything from Amazon and sent it to somebody and it was delivered to the wrong place. If you've ever had that experience, please, man, shoot me an email or let me know in the comments how to go about getting that straightened out and getting what you ordered to the destination, which is Link Scale Models, to get it delivered because to me, somebody screwed up somewhere. Anyway, fellers, I guess that's about all I've got for tonight. Fellers, I appreciate you checking us out, and if you stayed this long, I really appreciate that. And to all you veterans out there, once again, man, this coming Monday, I hope you have the greatest day of your life. I can't stress that enough, neither, man. Thank y'all for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we wouldn't be our country without you. So, fellas, anyway, that's all I've got tonight, and I appreciate you stopping in and checking us out. And fellas, everybody have a really good and safe weekend, and we'll catch y'all on the next one, fellas. Y'all have a good one.